Hey guys, welcome back to episode 3 of the hardcore solo self-made no pet hunter. Today we finally get out of Dun Morogh and we start questing and trying to level up in search of wool cloth and wool bags eventually. So check it out and hopefully enjoy the conversations that we have along the way. Here we go. Ah, yes. Yes. Yo, what's up, Celix? Look at this sick looking man. we're gonna do some questing and try to get some levels today. Get some levels. You've barely outleveled me? Ooh. I have gear. I have crafted legs, belt, gloves, robe, and axe. We are looking stunning. Spent too much time? Dude, there's no such thing as spending too much time farming leather and herbs. It's hardcore. I no longer have mining, so I might as well put on chest trekking. Man, this axe slaps. Oh, malachite. There's a chest. Yeah, I think today I'm gonna try to finish up quests here. I'm probably gonna go over to Loch Modan and then do like maybe the first few quests there, and then I'll probably go to Westfall, or not Westfall, Elywnn. Do some quests in Elywnn. The goal is to get up high enough to farm wool. Make my wool bags. And then drop it. And then depending on where I'm at with ammo, I might pick up mining. 15, 16. Yeah, I might pick up mining, farm some more ammo stuff. What's up, Chadley? If not, I'll go into skinning. I don't know. We'll see. We'll see where I'm at. Because if not, I'll go into skinning, and then I have to get ideally up to like a ton of medium leather, a ton of light leather, a ton of medium leather. Damn Blizzard and like putting mobs in places. Blizzard killed me by making caves a part of the game. Very unreasonable of them. Don't they know that caves are dangerous? Oh, you... Okay. Oh gosh, 2 snow leopards! What is going on here? Good thing I outlevel this whole area by a bit. There's just snow leopards just running around. Like Joe Exotic. Go, get the fuck off me. You goddamn son of a bitch. I do legitimately think like that's the one benefit we had to running our own community version of hardcore, was that if someone died to a DC and they had evidence, we were like, yeah, you've got evidence, just keep going, you're fine. And they were like, there were so many people outside the community. They were like, that's not real hardcore then. And every single time I would ask them, if you could remove DC deaths from like hardcore Diablo or hardcore PoE or any of these other games that have a hardcore mode, if you could say like you will never actually die to a DC death, would you say yes to that? Or would you say, no, DC deaths need to be a part of playing any version of any hardcore game? And they would legitimately be like, that's just part of the game, bro. It's just part of the game. I'm like, you're full of shit. You're just saying that because you don't want to make my point for me. Which is, hey, if we're doing a community-run hardcore thing, why don't we just remove DC deaths from the equation? Since we're the ones verifying, we're the ones making the rules. They just hated it. Yeah, it's one of those, yeah, that's also probably part of it too, right? They're like, well, if I could cheat in a hardcore challenge, I would cheat, so I assume they're cheating. That's like... Trunks you can get from fishing. Yes, but in order to fish, you have to equip a fishing pole. And you cannot craft a fishing pole. So, that's... Because that was something I did think about. I was like, well, I might not have to do a ton of, or as much skinning. Day 420 without Duranasaur. Hardcore communities in shambles. Trolls and disrespect are the new standard, and whispers of a hardcore server WoW token are on the horizon. Future is bleak. We cling to the memory of our hero, who many moons ago showed us the unparalleled beauty of the handstand push-up sacrament. O Duran, without ye, we are lost. The people cry out in fear without the guidance of their true leader. Until his glorious return, we say a desperate prayer to Saint Jamin. Happy hunting.
You got my attention.
I am a petless, axe-wielding priest boy. I do look good, though. I think I look pretty sick right now. Look at this guy. He just looks like he's... Like, nobody's messing with this guy. He looks like he means business. Nobody goes out in their pajamas with an axe and sprints around in the cold unless they're either crazy or they got something going on. If the raids at level 60 are anything like Sunken Temple was when it first came out, that sounds really sick. Oh well. Doesn't matter. Like, if all the level 60 raids on release are basically unclearable until you like get gear and you get your high level runes and everything, that sounds like a ton of fun. I would be way more interested in playing that. Imagine if the raids were so hard you like had to do at least some pre-raid bis grind farming. Because otherwise, like, you just don't meet the DPS checks, you don't meet the healing checks. It's me, your insurance. I've had to reach out here since you haven't called back after asking for an emotional support goth mommy. We sadly cannot provide this, but can give you a small gift card for buying Elden Ring instead. Okay, well, you know, you gotta take what you can get. Take what you can get sometimes. I'm not happy about it. I was really in need. But, you know, American healthcare system, what are you gonna do? BWL in Season of Mastery was amazing. I think that they did something very, very cool with that. What they tried with AQ40, I did not really like. Like the hard modes that you got to like kind of pick and choose which hard mode you wanted to do, and you got more gear if you did you did higher levels of difficulty. That was interesting. That was sort of like a normal heroic mythic situation. And then Nax, they didn't make it more difficult. Because I think in their minds, the fact that Season of Mastery had no world buffs meant that Nax was going to be hard. And so then they actually gave us buffs, which I hated. My guild got mad at me because I was opposed to utilizing them. It would be more fun if the direction they had gone in with Season of Discovery was not put in a bunch of new stuff. And instead it was, let's make things that already exist in the game more relevant, right? Like, let's do stuff with, like, quest lines that seem to end abruptly. Like, let's finish those up. Let's add more substance to zones that don't have much, like Ajara. And, you know, just, like, enhance what's already in vanilla. I think that's might be more of what people were interested in. I don't think what they did with Black Fathom Depths was bad, or like with any of the like new raids. I think that's cool because I think that having raid content in the early levels is cool. And they're, again, like, they're enhancing something that probably hasn't gotten a ton of use. Because I think that's...
Watch your back.
Like, I think most people outside of the hardcore community do Black Fathom Depths maybe once on a character. Like, maybe have done it once or twice, right? It's just not... It's not a dungeon that a lot of people do. So them saying, all right, we're going to turn it into a raid. Awesome. I think that was great. Same with Nomer, right? Nomer's another one. I think more people do Nomer, especially on Alliance side, because it has so many quests. So much XP to be gained. But I think there's lots of people who just had never really done Nomer very much. And so I like that part of what they did with Season of Discovery. Where they were like, hey, let's take stuff that's like either underutilized or just could be expanded upon and expand on it. Make it better. Our roach clip has turned into such a huge meme in hardcore. People say roach out now. Oh, nice. There was like weak auras and stuff that were developed
What can I do for you?
just because of that roach encounter. I don't know if I'd say we started a revolution. We definitely made it very clear that there was some danger in a bunch of the dungeons, right? Like prior to that, I don't think anyone has ever thought that cockroaches were a problem. Then you have people that are just like, no. We're killing every cockroach that pops up due to this weak aura that tells us when there's a cockroach nearby. I still can't believe that's like actually what happened in that situation. That like a cockroach gets demo shouted.
What's on your mind?
Flies over, aggroes an entire extra pack of mobs. That's crazy. If we had gotten out of that situation without a death, I bet that ends up happening to other people sometime later on, and then someone else dies. And maybe it happens in a group where there aren't people really like streaming as much. Because I was in that group with Stay Safe, so we had a lot of views, a lot of eyes on it. What's the hardest class to level in hardcore World of Warcraft? The one that you have the least familiarity with. I'll tell you that firsthand, because a lot of people would say Priest is a really easy class to level in hardcore. As someone who had zero experience ever playing a Priest, it was not easy. As cliche as it may sound, the easiest class to level in hardcore is the one you are most familiar with. And the hardest is the one you are least familiar with. But Duranasaur. Speaking objectively, wouldn't you say that Warrior is the hardest class? If all other things are equal, and you have the same amount of experience across every single class, then I don't know. Maybe it's Warrior. Back when you could get Blizzard to respond to a ticket and tell you that you had never died on a character. They stopped doing that not long before I hit 60 the first time on a hardcore character. And then the response I got when I put in a ticket was, sorry, we have no way of knowing that. Which is bullshit. What do you think is so addicting about watching streams? I think it's that, I mean, I watch streams when I want to just like have like a human interaction, I guess, kind of. Well, like, I kind of like the like podcasty feel of a stream, and I like the fact that if they say something that I have a thought on or can interact with, that I can engage with them too. It's like being at like a party in like a big group of people who are all sitting around chatting and having a good time, and you don't feel the need to fill the dead air. But when something comes up and you have something to contribute to the conversation, you can just jump in and do it. That's what I feel like a stream is. I am absolutely one of those people at a party who's like, I'm not leading the conversations. I'm not good at small talk. You think it can get in the way of IRL relationships? Oh, absolutely. I think there are people out there who have an unhealthy relationship with streamers. And it's like, because it's, I don't know, it's like, it's way closer than you would ever be to like a celebrity, right? But it's actually a very similar relationship, right? And that like, because you're a fan of someone and because you learn a lot about them, and you probably learn a lot about their, you know, their personality and their personal life, you feel a deep connection to that person. But even in like a streamer chatter relationship, like the streamer doesn't necessarily know that much about the chatter. And so the chatter may feel there's a much stronger bond than the streamer ever does. And that can lead to some, I think, very awkward interactions. And I think that has happened. There's like all kinds of stories and like even like clips and stuff of that type of thing happening to bigger Twitch streamers. Like, oh, hey, this like person showed up in my house. And they're like, oh, I watch your stream every day. And it's like, okay, I like may recognize your username, but like, I would never go to your house. I was not about to hop on a plane and fly to your city. So this is weird now. I think it's probably that like engagement that a viewer has with the streamer is probably similar to when you're like, when you're friends with somebody and you think that you see them as your best friend, but then like you go to like an event with them or a group function with them and you realize like, oh, they're way closer with other people than they are with me. So like, they're my best friend, but I'm not their best friend type of thing. But it's that to like a extreme level. Oh, I read this wrong. I've been there, man. I've had that same realization in my adult life where I'm just like, oh yeah, this guy's my best friend. And then I end up in a situation where I'm like, oh, this guy does not view me the same way. I think a lot of people end up on both sides of those types of relationships in their life, right? Where you are either the reason the relationship still exists because you're the one reaching out all the time and putting in the effort, or you are the person who is like happy to be in the relationship, but you don't necessarily put in the effort. I think I look really good, actually. I think this is a vibe. This axe is probably taking me to 60. Yeah. I don't foresee going back to blacksmithing to get another weapon. Eventually, this will just be like wing clips. Right? Like, it will not be a source of damage. It's just a source of utility. Right now, it's slapping. I'm too old to say vibe, not drip, though. Also, can't you skin the sheep for wool? Is it what's the drop rate on that? It says it's a 33% chance. You can, not great. Yeah, I was like, that's a lot of sheep. If I need however much wool, 45, it's like 130 plus sheep I'd have to skin. If my odds are like perfect or whatever, I guess.
Greetings.
Average.
Well met.
If enough people play community-driven vanilla fresh events, then maybe Blizzard will actually give us fresh servers. That's what happened with hardcore. What's up, ladders? We're just questing in Elywnn now. Oh yeah, we are. This is still only the second attempt. I'm gonna go in the inn here. I'm gonna vendor some stuff, and then this has got to be a short one today. All right, gang, I gotta be done. Like I said, I'll try to fit these in wherever I can. Because I think streaming for like 2 hours is better than not at all. So, thank you all for being here. I appreciate you. You're all wonderful, attractive, beautiful people. And I hope you have a great rest of your day. I'll try to get some more in this week. We will see. Yeah, have a good one and happy hunting.